With my old GTR, I financed it through Lightstream. So I already had the loan with them, with that car. Once that thing got totaled, I got the payment from them. They sent it to the insurance company to pay the rest of it off, the balance. As soon as the same day I applied for the new car, I got approved, like immediately, with an even lower interest rate than I had on the other loan. So yeah, it worked out real smooth, smoother than I thought it was gonna, thankfully. Registration process actually wasn't that bad. The hardest thing, I'm not sure if it's like that in other states, but I had to go to an emissions testing center and get the VIN verified. I guess they had to make sure that the VIN was what it's listed at, and it's a matching VIN between the VIN plate and the firewall stamp. But that was probably the hardest part. Other than that, standing in line for 2.5 hours at the DMV. There was a problem with the battery, car didn't want to start. We narrowed it down to one of the leads off of the positive battery terminal. Luckily, I was able to swap it from my old GTR, and also Montu was kind enough to send me a whole brand new battery. I think it was the day after it got delivered, and that completely solved the problem. Future plans with my old GTR, it was a single turbo kit, putting out around 600 horsepower. It was nice, I loved it, it was fast, but I wasn't a fan of the lag of the single turbo. Granted, you could put more power out with a single turbo, but I like how it sits stock now with the twin turbo setup. It's a lot more snappy, a lot more responsive. So I'm leaning towards upgrading to a twin turbo ball bearing setup, the Garrett, I think it was the 2860R. The first time I found out about you guys was actually on Instagram. I don't use Facebook, but I'm on Instagram all the time. And I would see your guys' ads. As soon as I saw the GTR, I clicked on the link. I looked at the vehicle selection you guys had in the inventory, and I realized since you guys had so many GTRs, in addition to the other cars like Supra, I think I might have seen an RX-7 for example, I figured you guys would probably be the ones to talk to when I wanted to pick up another GTR. A lot of times as I'm driving, especially to work, that's the majority of my commuting, people would, you know, see me on the highway, give me a thumbs up, you know, like the passenger would even lean out the window and say, "Nice car, that's sick, bro." And I've even gotten stopped at the gas station when I'm filling up. People harassing me about, "Oh, that's so awesome. How did you get a Skyline? Where'd you get it from? You know, is it modified? How much power is it putting out?" And I've also even got, you know, the police harassing me as well. In this case, it was in New York. He called it a modified exhaust infraction, but realistically, he just wanted to check out the car. He had me pop the hood and all that stuff. It actually started with 1990 Honda Accord, you know, an old hand-me-down from my father. He gave me the shop manual for it, and he said, "Here you go. If something breaks, look through the book, find out how to fix it." And that's how I originally got into it. I ended up picking up a newer, like a 92 Honda Accord, and I wanted to get into the high performance game. So a 4-cylinder front-wheel drive car, I decided I wanted to turbocharge it, fully build the engine. Anyone that's driven front-wheel drive knows that front-wheel drive is front-wheel drive. You can only do so much and have so much fun with it. So it wasn't a waste, because all the experience I gained from working on it, building that engine, transmission, all that work I did to it, basically was a prerequisite to what I'm planning to do to the GTR. In terms of actually getting eyes on the vehicle, granted, I'm up here in Connecticut, you guys are all the way down in Tampa, Florida. I was originally thinking I'm gonna have to buy a plane ticket just to fly down there to see the car in person and see exactly what I'm dealing with, if it's definitely something that I would be interested in. I got an appraiser. It was cheap too, cheaper than the cost of a plane ticket. He went out, checked out the car, inspected it, did his own inspection of the vehicle, and sent me almost like 200 pictures from all different angles of the vehicle. So I basically saw the entire vehicle without seeing it in person, the vehicle was exactly what I was looking for and what I was expecting. Would I recommend you guys? No, never. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, I'd recommend Montu. They helped me out to the fullest extent. Every single question that I asked them before the purchase, leading up to it, something that the average person would just blow off as, oh, this guy's, you know, just harassing me and he's not even going to follow through with this, was answered as if I was already a customer of the company. And I definitely appreciated all the regular and immediate responses from you guys.
Would definitely recommend Montu Motors.
And I would definitely go through Montu Motors again and again.
Registration, insurance, all that stuff, but at the end of the day, they took care of every fear you could possibly have. They'll be able to answer it right on the spot.
That was a ridiculously simple process for getting a JDM car.
I couldn't be happier with my purchase from Montu Motors.